Okay, we'll call the meeting to order, 10 a.m. Thursday, January 25th, 2018. Roll call, trustee Snowden. Here. Trustee Crum. Here. Trustee Rogers here. Pledge of allegiance, please, all stand. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comment?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Sure. My name is David Brown from the Sanctuary of Lake Bluff. It's good to see the trustees working overtime, and the community looks forward to hearing details of your new plans of enhanced recruitment and morale boosting for the new year, so we can continue to build and ensure an ever brighter future for our dedicated Knollwood Volunteer Fire Department that is most appreciated and enjoys the residents' full support. We expect nothing less than your best efforts to maintain current operations and the existing working culture and heritage of our Knollwood Fire Station. You have the community's full attention. Do good and make us all proud of your work. Dan Rogers, this is my third public appeal to you in this forum for an affirmation of public referendum support for any material changes of consequence and importance to the rightful owners of the Rockland Fire Protection District Trust, who pay direct and apportioned taxes to the RFPD. Direct taxes paid by residents that have, over many, many years, bought, built, and paid for this fire station and everything in it. Since the RFPD trustees are directly appointed and operate in a position of authority granted through privilege of agency, public referendum is the only current way to yield a democratic result that honors and respects the civil rights of we the people of Knollwood and the sanctuary. These basic civil rights of property and due process are guaranteed under the constitutional protections of the Fifth Amendment and further supported under the 14th Amendment of Equality. We live in the Republic of the United States of America, to which I just witnessed your vocal pledge to our flag to maintain liberty and justice for all. I call upon you to honor those words, that pledge, and affirm that any further fire consolidation service proposals will have referendum assurances added to ensure that civil rights will be respected for everyone through the process it potentially enables to occur, so it doesn't turn into a giant mess with culpability and blame for all involved through your actions and countenance. To simply hope for the best is not enough, nor the responsible decision to move forward. I assure you that I only make these statements to help bring attention to details that will hopefully lead to a democratic result which honors trust among the men and women that form our communities. Trust that solidifies faith between everyone and ensures movement towards the common good for all. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Either one. Go ahead.
I'd like
Your name?
Your name?
I just seen your name.
For
oh,
the
I'm
record.
sorry, Margie Nestor, Knollwood.
Thank you.
At our last meeting, I was confronted by one of the firemen from Libertyville, and he was supposed to call me. He never called me. He never respected my call about the transport of my husband.
Chief, will you take care of that?
Wasn't aware we were kind of thinking, I thought our communication went through you, but if we need to.
No, let me bring you up to date.
Keith was here. Okay.
Right, he spoke directly with Mrs. Netzer about a call and indicated that he was going to do a little bit of research and get back to her direct so that it didn't have to come through a third hand.
Gotcha.
And I think I could speak for the other trustees if we would appreciate if you could get on that as quick as possible and answer Mrs. Netzer's questions and get back to her.
Sure.
Also,
Yes, ma'am.
our neighbor across the street had an ambulance call. They turned around and went down the street with lights on.
Okay.
And that was,
Do you know the date on that?
Before Christmas.
no, just recently, just last week.
Us.
No, listen to what I say. It was last week sometime. I can't verify when it was, but they were,
And you felt that they were not able to find the home they were going to?
no, they found the home. They went away with lights. When my husband went away, no lights.
Okay, all right.
Well, I'd like to answer that because
Doesn't matter.
it all depends on the condition of the patient, whether they're gonna go to the hospital in emergency status or not. So, if one patient doesn't meet their criteria to go to the hospital, lights and sirens, we're not gonna go to the hospital, lights and sirens, because it's a risk. To drive emergency mode is a risk to the guys in the crew, the patient in the ambulance, and the public. So we only go to the emergency room if we
I
have
called
to.
and said it was an emergency. He had a stroke before, and we think it is another stroke. They stopped at the stop sign and everything on 176 at the light. Now, are they doctors to declare if that was an emergency or not?
They're not doctors, but they are trained to make those decisions in the ambulance, and they're given a protocol that they have to follow. They work with the hospital
That was
control.
an emergency.
Well,
They
I
kept them
understand.
overnight.
I don't wanna debate that with you, but, we have a protocol to follow, and I'm sure.
And they're in contact with the hospital by radio.
Well, I know
So
that.
certainly
He
they're
was a
following
paramedic,
their
I know that.
protocol and they're following their orders.
Okay, well, Chief will follow up with you, with the gentleman you spoke with. Yes, Mrs. Issel?
Oh, and so Brian,
Thank you.
I'm just wondering, where is our fire chief? I see 2 visiting fire chiefs. Where's Norwood's fire chief? Was he invited to this meeting?
I'll tell you, because I spoke with John.
Oh.
The closed session is, he was not invited to the closed session. It's not necessary for him to be here.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Okay.
You're very
Any-
welcome.
Okay, any other questions, please?
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Chris.
Name is Chris Prager. Prager, P-R-A-G-E-R. Yeah. Gentleman of the board and so forth, 30 years firefighter, paramedic, counterpart. You've heard me speak before and so forth. What I'm mostly concerned about, and just like to really plead my case as much as I can, is I know that we are pretty much in a situation that looks like we're going right down the tunnel, and I don't know if there's any way to make a turn, but I don't think that there's any benefit to us here as residents of Norwood without having the other communities that are willing to take on the responsibilities of the fire and paramedic protection for this community, if they don't add more personnel to their staff. If they're not willing to add more personnel, their staff, then they're just taking our money and they're paying their own bills with it. And I just don't see that as something that's really fair. I don't really want to show any disrespect to the 2 chiefs that are here. They're kind of caught in a situation where I'm sure politically that they're not in a position where they can do that. They can make the plea, they can ask to have more personnel put on their staff and so forth. But I've only had to use the services one time in my own personal life. And that was when my wife was choking one time and I wasn't at the house. I had Norwood respond in less than 2.5 minutes. And the American Heart Association says that for every minute that goes by, you have 10% less chance of survival. And so, if you will, with the 2 nursing homes and we have an ambulance, Libertyville works on jump companies out of their 2 other stations. They abandoned 1 rig, and even if they're advanced life support engines, I'm not trying to be belittling to the staff, you probably already know this. They don't have anybody there to man it to come here. So we could find ourselves in a situation where the main headquarters there just south of 137 is trying to respond to here. Well, even lights and sirens, we're already in a position of peril for the people and the residents of Norwood with that kind of response time. And it's just something that I just see as it would be grossly negligent on our part as residents here, corporately, as Norwoodians, to not have anything but the best of service that we can do. And I like what we have right now. If status quo could be something that could keep, it'd be something I would like to see happen. That's just my own personal opinion.
Just for clarification, you said south of 137?
Just 137, their headquarters, Libertyville's main station. If they came that way, they could come here from their main station on Milwaukee Road, just south of Milwaukee Road. Because if they come the other way, 176 and so forth, if they get trained or something, we're in another situation. Now, granted, we have made this mutual aid box alarm systems, and Libertyville could be in a situation where they could ask, North Chicago or somebody else to try to come in to cover for them if they can't respond. I understand that, but that also takes time. Remember, for every minute that passes, right, you lose 10% chance. That's an American Heart standard. So I share my opinion not because I think that I'm better than everyone by any stretch of the imagination. It's just my 30 years of experience of being a firefighter paramedic myself. That's where I stand. I hope you found that helpful. I'm not certainly trying to put any position of detriment to anybody in the room and or be grudging of anybody in the room. I just feel it's something that we should all know. If we give these services away, if they aren't willing to add more personnel, I don't think the residents are going to benefit from it.
All right, thank you very much for your comments, I appreciate it. Anybody else? Ma'am?
Oh, yeah, you know I have comments.
I need your name.
Teresa Carangello.
Teresa?
Yeah, Teresa.
Okay.
Last name Caringello. Lake Forest, but also have family in Norway. This has no disregard to Chief Siebert, proud of my Lake Forest department. But in regards to, you guys sent out a bid or proposal in July. No one has seen that letter, that you guys sent the letter out to both of these chiefs. None of the Lake County trustees have seen it. I have spoken to them. Not sure what it said in regards to what you guys asked in regards to these gentlemen, in regards to what you guys expected out of these bids. You guys received these bids, or bid. You guys rejected it, 2 weeks ago, correct? It was too high. Now, we come here today in regards to a personnel discussion, as we all know about. In closed session, how can it be a closed session when you guys rejected a bid? A closed session is in regards to current personnel, or an issue, or firee, or promotion. That has nothing to do with this proposal. On top of it, the proposal has been rejected. So how can you guys discuss it? It has nothing to do with these current men and women that are currently working for this firehouse. If you guys have a question, you guys already had individual meetings with these two gentlemen. More than one occasion, as I understand, within the last 12 hours. Don't go there with me, Dan.
Nobody's met in the last 12 hours, go ahead.
You've had other meetings, you discussed conversation with one of these gentlemen in the last 2 weeks. There's emails.
2 weeks is not 12 hours, but finish
I
up.
said we discussed, we already heard.
Okay, please finish your comment. Thank you. Go ahead. I want to listen to you. Go ahead. Finish up.
So how can you have a closed session in regards to personnel? In the proposal, or the bid that I read, we already know that Chief Siebert has already recommended that he will interview the current staff. We already heard back in January that Libertyville had no intention of taking any of these men and women. And he already said in this current bid that he doesn't have any intentions of taking any of these men and women except for Lake Forest. So what is the purpose of this meeting? And why does it have to be in closed sessions? This bid has been rejected. But within the last 12 hours, we found that you have talked to him that you want an individual new bid out of Libertyville. Is that correct, Dan?
No.
You
Bull.
don't answer.
No. Okay.
Ma'am, I'll remind you, the procedures for public
Don't
comment.
go there with me. I'm a board
Ma'am,
member.
You're done.
ma'am,
I'm
you're
a
done.
board member
You're
myself.
You're done.
You're
That's
not
it.
even in
Okay.
Yeah, Grum, you just back up.
Anyone else have a comment?
Okay. Number 4, I'd like a motion to move to closed session to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of a public body, 5 ILCS 120/2, C1, and/or salary schedule for one or more classes of employees, 5 ILCS 120/2, C-2.
So moved. I'll second.
All in favor, you want to do a roll call vote?
Absolutely.
Roll call, trustee Snowman.
Aye.
Trustee Grum.
Aye.
Trustee Rogers, aye. Additionally to this,
10:14.
we'll move into closed session at 10:14. Additionally, in this closed session, the board would like to invite our attorney, Brian O'Connor, Chief Siebert, and Chief Karani. Okay, we'll reconvene the meeting at 11:35 a.m. Do we need a roll call on that?
No, I'll know who's present.
Okay, on to number 5, is there any other action arising from the closed session? Trustee Snowden? No. Trustee Grun? No. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting at 11:35.
So moved?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. That's it. Thank you.